Alright, we got the Nardo Wick hookup today. Um, so I just looked at a few of his tracks here for like references. It's like Who Wants Smoke, Wicked Witch, Why. Not gonna play them because of copyright reasons. Yeah. But basically the melodies to me sound very kind of repetitive and catchy. Especially Who Wants Smoke. So I'll be using kind of this as a reference for my own inspiration. Um, yeah, and I'll walk you guys through it. So here's the loop preview. So I've color coded everything out for you guys. As I run through it all, I'll just describe and show how I basically did each part of the loop. So this is the melody I made in Pigments. The melody for this is pretty simple. I'm going to break it down for you guys just a bit though. So what I started off was I used the F minor scale. This is at 150 BPM. Just listening to a lot of Nardo Wick's songs, they sound at that speed, around that speed, and I'm pretty sure he uses F minor or G sharp, those scales quite often in his tracks. So I just chose that scale. It's always good just to use a scale as a reference anyway. And then just basically play it by ear. So you know what genre Nardo Wick raps in. It's more like evil rap, dark rap. So you need to be listening to each key and understanding what brings tension. This is the bass notes that I've written down. As you can hear, these notes provide a lot of tension. Especially this half step here, it just creates this evil dark vibe. What's the most complex part of this melody is probably just the top line. But when you break it down, it's not as complex as it sounds. Similar to Who Wants Smoke, there's a lot of short stab notes on the top line. So that's why I shortened down my notes quite a bit here. And I kind of created like an arpeggio. Again, utilizing that half step technique and changing up a bit here as well. So this is what this sounds like. Yeah, so basically if you follow in the scale you choose, use your half steps, you can create a really interesting tension to the whole melody. Also, another tip, I put you can see this G sharp, these G sharp notes here, and these G sharp notes down here. I just added a bit of variation simply just by lowering it up an octave and down an octave for the next bar, which just creates some sort of variation in the loop. Alright, so the next section of the melody is this sound. And what I did to achieve that was basically just cut half of this, and I'll show you. I'll just create a unique version and pitch this up. I put it onto the mixer channel that I put the effects on, and I chucked on a OTT compressor on that just to give it a bit more definition in the higher frequencies and also make it a bit punchier. And probably the most defining part of this whole loop is the grow speed effect. So I used the speed up repeat and the one beat gate. It just creates this really cool rhythm to it, and it almost sounds like orchestral. Is that how you say it? Orchestral. Anyway, yeah. Dude, my laptop is so loud. The next effect was reverb. Feel free to pause the video and just copy the settings. and I just used the default EQ thing down here, low, just to get rid of some low end and some piercing mid frequencies here. Alright, so kind of like the verse section of the loop is basically the original melody here, but pitched down, and I literally only added an OT compressor and ozone imager to make it sound wider, as well as just lowering the frequencies on the low end a bit, and that's literally it. So this is the strings section I used from Purity. I'll just play this section. So for the string section, I use the ST mid strings in Purity, and this is what it sounds like. Just following the arpeggio and the bass lines really. Just creating a bit of a rhythm, that's it. Once I stemmed it out, I basically stretched it in half, so it was like that before. Stretched it, put it on a mixer channel, and added reverb to it, and that's how I created this Nardo Wick loop. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like and a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Give me any feedback you'd like. Tell me what tutorials you'd like to see next. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.